So our heat wave broke yesterday. 104 was the high of yesterday. Day before was 106. Day before that was in the high 90s to low 100s. But usually the third day our heat wave breaks here in San Francisco, California, US. The fog pours in like it did last night, and now it's in the 50s. Oh, it feels so good. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about mercury pollution. Had to check. Okay. Loads of people out today because it's cooler. So, now, gotta change it. Okay. So where does mercury pollution come from? Well, mostly from gold mining and gold processing. What processes of human manufacturing causes mercury pollution? Gold mining equals 1,846,720 pounds of mercury put into our environment in gold mining since 2018 to now. Coal combustion contributes 1,044,499 pounds. Metal production other than ferrous contributes 700,155 pounds. Cement production 514,047. Waste products, I don't know what that is, that's 323,943 pounds. Biomass burning 114,332 pounds. Oil production 15,719 pounds. To produce 1 pound of gold requires about 6 pounds of mercury. Now here's the bad part about that, is that all that mercury, 50% of it goes back into the environment. It's put back into the environment. Two ways. A gas type thing that's in the air for years and then settles out all over the place. Land, water, oceans, and of course through water pollution from gold mining. About 50% of that ends up staying in the water and goes right out into the environment. That's because gold production is weakly regulated. Too much money in it. They wouldn't dare regulate that. And did you know that mercury is heavier than gold? So the way the process works is once they grind everything down into a powdery type substance, then they add mercury to it, which clings onto the gold. And because mercury is so heavy, it drags all the mercury and gold to the bottom of the bucket, as it's called, and then drawn off from there and further processed, where more and more of the mercury is taken out of the gold. Like I said before, about 50% is recovered. The rest goes into pollution. And again, that's fossil fuel burning and biomass burning. Now, a lot of people thought biomass would be the way of the future, when really biomass is more like coal, isn't it? It tends to pollute similarly, which makes sense because coal was biomass. So what do you think we can do about such a problem as mercury? So really, most people, about 50% of the U.S. is below the poverty line or at poverty line. So most people don't have much to do with gold anyway, other than their mobile phones and their electronic devices. And nowadays the gold in those is so tiny you can hardly even recover anything from it if you were to put it in gold recovery. So what and who is responsible? Well, obviously the wealthy, because they insist that they cover themselves with gold, actual gold. They have gold taps and gold all over their airplanes and gold in their limos and gold here and there, so that they actually do have a Mercury footprint. So again, once again, we see the rich are so bad for this planet, and we just can't seem to see it. We all want to become just like them and start hoarding gold and having the yacht and the plane and the big house and the villas and all this stuff which our planet cannot sustain. What we should be trying for is more the way Japan tends to go for their environment. Very small homes, very small businesses, everything's compact and in small areas. A lot like Cuba and other very green places on the planet that we should be following as individuals. If you think you need gold to be happy, I'll just tell you don't. Gold is well used in electronics because it does last forever, virtually. Well, it does. It will never decay into anything else. It is gold and it will stay gold. It will just mix into other things after it gets worn down a bit. It really is about greed, mostly. About half of the gold is used for that purpose, about endorsing oneself to show how wealthy they are, as if that's something important. So we could reduce our mercury pollution by 50% by just reducing the wealthy around the world, so that they start acting like the rest of the planet and start living within the means of our planet. You know what I mean? With the rest of the video, I'll talk about the comment section on Pink Barrio. You know, I really like in-depth conversations on Pink Barrio, and I know that that can be pretty rough at times, and it's the way we learn, really. The left really goes at itself. We get so pissed off over the smallest differences and beliefs, as if we all have to believe exactly the same way. But that's part of being the left, is our diversity. And I know that people get angry with commenters, but I do take a lot of comments off the channel now, because it's been around a while. A lot of the trolls get on there, and I have to remove them. But if there's any chance of having a good conversation, I do want to leave them on, because if you do take one off, then you lose the whole thread, or it gets all messed up, and that entire video's comment section is a mess. I can't stand that, so I really try not to take anybody's comments off. But lately I've had to. A lot of threats, well, not a lot, some threats and you know, proselytizing and advertising, all that stuff goes away. But usually if there's a heated discussion, I do let it go, just to see where it takes us and to see if anybody can learn anything. After all, it is YouTube, and who knows, with the scrap between the orange man here in the US and Twitter, we may end up losing all of our rights, you know, anyway. It looks like, as soon as if he starts taking down private social networks, well, that's the end of the US as far as being a free country. We're not too much a free country anymore, because so many people are duped by this guy. But the Pink Barrio isn't duped. We see right through this guy. And tomorrow's video, what a doozy. I should say the next video is a doozy. Gotta watch it. So I appreciate all the ups and downs, and definitely the comments. And don't pay attention to people tear you down. Just move on, you know? Because your comments are probably as important as the video itself, if the discussion stays in the environment or what we're talking about.